How does one begin to dispel a stereotype? Our subject, Bill Petruka, is a drag queen. He may not be what you imagine. This is his story.
Yeah, I was born and raised in Newark, New Jersey. My parents didn't go to college. Almost everybody I grew up with, their parents didn't go to college. Half of them barely graduated high school. So there was always that expectation, you know, the old great American dream after World War II. Becoming better than you are. My mom always had the dream and fantasy of me becoming a pharmacist for some ungodly reason. And basically her reason behind that was because you wore a white coat, you didn't get your hands dirty, you didn't get calluses. So here I am all these years later and all this education later, and I'm a day laborer. And I enjoy it. So I kind of like switched back and forth a lot, from journalism, writing, to production, theater. As Eddie Izzard would say, I'm covered in fantastic makeup, running around in front of a whole bunch of people, or I'm busting my butt on the farm.
He came in here one night dressed in this dress with stockings and high heels, and everybody cracked up laughing. That was several years ago when he first started this. It shocked me. I didn't know he was doing that.
Bill's actually masculine, and it's so funny when he goes cross-dressing. This masculine guy can cross-dress and do a bang-up job.
Well, I think people, especially around here, have just kind of gotten used to seeing him. But when you can tell when people who don't hang out on the hill are on the hill because they're a little freaked out by it, because he's, you know, like 6'4" and really lanky and wearing stiletto heels and makeup and a wig. It can be a bit much, I guess, if you're not used to it.
Friends of mine or people I know, they go, so what do you do for a living? And I go, yeah, funny question to ask. You know, they're all like, well, I'm an intern, I'm a lawyer, I'm an architect, I'm a whatever. And I go, well, I'm a female impersonator. And the look is worth the price of admission right there. They just drop their face down and it's like, what in God's name, what would make you do that? And I go, well, number one, it's a job. Just like anything. I said, you wear a uniform in one way or another, a suit, a doctor's lab coat or something. I says, and these are my uniforms for my job. And sometimes I joke with them. I says, if you made the kind of money I can make, I said, maybe you'd think about it too. The wigs, changing the hair. I mean, there was something fun about just becoming another character for a while. And especially that outrageous of a change in a sense. And it's kind of like a magic act in that sense, because you're doing a sleight of hand, only I guess you're doing sleight of makeup or sleight of eyelashes or something, because you become that character. And in order to actually become that character, that took me quite a few months from the first time I walked out stiff as a board. And so working with some friends of mine all day long, whether it was holding a cigarette or walking or just becoming that character. In any kind of occupation, you're going to have some people love you, some people hate you, some are neutral. Obviously, with something like this, you find very few who are neutral. It's interesting. Women are much more intrigued by it. They just think it's so cool that a guy could do something like that and still be a guy and just kind of take it as, you know, hey, it's fun. Guys are a little weirder about it, especially when they meet me in drag and try to buy me a drink or something. Then it's like, oh my God, I'm not that way, you know. I said, well, look, I said, don't worry about it. You weren't trying to buy me a drink. You weren't trying to pick me up. You were trying to pick up the illusion that I was doing.
Ladies and gentlemen, Barbara and Michael.
The main thing is, if I'm in the character, I want them to perceive me as the character, and at the end of the show, if they're flipped out, then I did my job.